What's going on here? If we didn't call this meeting, who did?
It was me.
What right do you have to call meetings of my family's company?
Every right, now that I control 30%.
What?
He's talking rubbish.
I think that entitles me to do whatever I want to do, don't you?
Stop mucking about.
It's true.
You haven't.
I have.
Diane?
I've transferred control of my stake to Pete, and Mum's made him trustee of Davy's share.
Which makes me a major player. So a bit of friendly advice, George, you better watch your back, mate. Because I won't let you get away with anything.
You can't do this.
I already have.
Why?
Because things have changed.
Whatever they've been saying, they're lying.
Yeah? Well, what were you doing then? Giving him out to mouth? I just hope she was worth it.
John. You evil...
I think we should have a little talk in private.
Talk? I ought to kill you.
Yeah, you can't run a company from a prison cell, mate, can you?
What the hell do you think you're playing at?
Calm down, George.
What? If you think you can double-cross me...
Now, why would I want to do that? Joan was looking for something in the flat. All right, I admit the photograph should have been in a safer place. Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you believe me or not. You wanted me to get control of Davy's share. In fact, you wanted me to get the whole 30%. Remember? So it's all worked out for the best.
Don't ever get ideas about stitching me up.
Oh, come on, George, you can trust me. Wait. Now, even though you're very upset now, I wouldn't want you to say anything rash about Diane, for example.
Don't have anything to lose now, do I?
No, I suppose not. Except my support, George. And you really wouldn't want to lose that. Because I can make life very difficult for you.
So, is that it?
Cover those photos.
You don't know that for sure.
Oh, no, come on, Siobhan. You know how desperate he is to get his hands on the business.
But to show Joan a picture of her husband and...
Yeah, well, I guess that shows how low he's prepared to go, doesn't it?
I suppose.
Is everything all right?
Fine.
Are you sure? I don't mean to pry, darling, but your mother seemed very upset.
No, that's what Pete will be. He sees customers waiting. Why don't you do what you paid for and stop gossiping? Leave Mum alone.
What's the matter? Frightened I might tell her a few home truths.
Well, she's got nothing to worry about there, has she, mate? Now that you're in the doghouse.
I suppose you think you're really clever, don't you?
What?
Well, you might have succeeded in getting your little lackey in, but if you think I'm going to stand back while you destroy everything my mother wants...
I engineered this? Believe me, if I had, I'd have done a much better job.
I don't know what you're getting so worked up about, Tom.
You are.
Pete!
I mean, you've had no problems so far sitting on your backside taking the money, so why not revert the time?
Tom, stop it!
Oh, no, Tom, you carry on. You get it out of your system, mate. You give me something to tell the management team, that's our next meeting.
He's not worth it. And there are better ways of getting even.
This isn't finished.
Oh, I know that, mate. Not by a long way. I think she's got a point.
Shop. Shame he couldn't manage to squeeze in a phone call home.
Well, there was no need, was there? Jonah's obviously been keeping everyone informed of my whereabouts, haven't you?
I had to tell George where you were. He was worried about you. He thought that something might have gone wrong in Spain.
Really?
Yeah. And I was trying to find the details of your hotel for him so he could send someone round there to make sure everything was okay.
So George just wanted to make sure everything was all right. Less thoughtful, untouched.
That's the truth.
Yeah, well, I'm back now. I think it's about time me and George had a little chat.
Oh.
You sure?
Positive.
It's just that you knocked that one back so quickly, anyone would think you were nervous.
Don't be ridiculous.
So is there anything you want to ask me?
How do you mean?
Well, you've updated me about the weather. Admire the decor. Don't you want to know what I was doing in Spain?
Well, since we hadn't talked about you going, I assumed you must be away on private business.
Right. So you didn't think it had anything to do with the surplus tiles we ordered?
Well, why would it?
That's a good question. I know you told me not to worry about those invoices, George, but once Tom had brought the size of the orders to my attention, I had this feeling that something wasn't quite right. Ringing any bells? No. So I went out there to find out myself. I flew to Malaga. And then I went over to Morocco.
What?
Oh, that's right. Oh, quite an eye-opener, I can tell you.
I think I will have that drink. No, it's not what it looks like.
Well, I can't argue with you there. It's quite a professional outfit. I didn't realize you were into smuggling human cargo, George.
You got to sort
Or should I say I didn't realize that it was me that was transporting human cargo? After all, my name is on every one of those shipping documents. You wanted me to take the rap for the whole thing, didn't you, George?
Well, that's just paranoia. If I'd set you up, how come you're still here?
Because I managed to get on the boat to Spain before I left. I transferred your cargo to another freighter. So when the boat arrived on Saturday, it was empty. You see, George, a little birdie tipped me off. Those Spanish bobbies you put onto me didn't find a thing. Looks like I've walked right out of your trap, doesn't it?
Not to buy anything.
It lacks a certain style.
I told you, I never called the police.
You expect me to believe that? I saw them waiting on the quayside.
Well, if they were, it was nothing to do with me.
Do me a favor.
Look, I created Callan Construction as a backup in case the whole thing went belly up.
And it's supposed to make me feel better, is it?
Well, if it had all gone according to plan, you'd never have been a wiser. Where's my cargo, Pete? I need to know.
It's long gone.
And the payment?
Mine, I'm afraid. After all, it was me who took the risk. You sorted out.
There are people expecting to be paid. My colleagues in Spain.
That's not my problem.
You don't understand. You don't know what these people are like.
Oh, I can imagine. And I'm sure they won't appreciate being done over by you, George. You know what? If I was in your shoes, I'd pack my bag.
Pete? Pete, you all right? Oh, Pete.
Is there anyone else you feel sorry for, wouldn't you?
He deserves everything he gets. Anyway, what do you think about my idea?
You won't find the answer in the bottom of that, you know. Oh, this is ridiculous.
Leave it.
Pete, talk to me, please.
There's nothing to say.
Well, I think there is. Now, what happened with you and Joan? Why did she storm out of the pub like that?
I should never have trusted her again.
Why? What has she done?
She's just like the rest of you. You will leave sooner or later.
Well, I'm still here, aren't I?
It's only a matter of time.
No, I would never...
You should go.
But oh,
Get out!
I'll say that.